recording. Hi, Sondra. Thank you for meeting with me today.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. How can I help?
You know, I guess I'm getting kind of frustrated and I'm not sure how to handle it.
Okay.
I was in class the other day and some kids were talking about the Black Lives Matter movement, and that came up. And even like references to the KKK and racism. And, someone else was like, don't all lives matter? And while, on one hand, it's like, I understand that they're not meaning, to be mean, but it felt like it felt like this rush of like heat, and I could feel my blood kind of boiling a little bit because it made me angry. Just because of like everything I've had to go through and my family has had to go through, just to even, get to where we are and just to even participate in the classroom, that it feels so dismissive. And it's like, I want to educate people about it, but first of all, I could tell I was upset. And second of all, I don't know if it's going to be received.
Right.
And so it's like, so I ended up staying quiet. But when I left, I was kind of mad at myself for staying quiet. And the situation is just frustrating. And I kind of feel, after having experienced this for so long, I just kind of all came to head that day in class, I think.
Absolutely. I could totally hear how frustrating that must be for a woman of color as yourself to sit in class with such heavy topics of Black Lives Matter and All Lives Matter and the KKK. Those are some heavy topics to absorb. And I'm sorry that you felt dismissed. And it kind of sounds like you might have felt somewhat invisible, like nobody was seeing what you were going through.
Definitely. And I just, based on my experiences, I don't want to assume other people's experiences, but, I don't think that a lot of the white people in the class have had some of those prejudices and discrimination that I've had to face. And so it feels like a sting.
Yeah, I could definitely hear how painful that must have been. I can also see, that anger that you had shared on one hand of sitting there steaming up and all these emotions are overwhelming within you of frustration, anger, and feeling dismissed. And then on the other hand, you had shared a great point that you want to speak, you want to have a voice, you want to educate and say, no, it's not like that, or no, that's not what we mean, or this is just what we want. We just want to be seen and heard and understood. And so I can hear that dilemma within you.
Yeah, and that is a conflict. And it's like I feel like I don't fit in because I don't feel like people see me for me. And then, to top it off, it was like it upset me. So then for the rest of the class, I couldn't focus. And then I'm behind on, the content in that class.
Right. Yeah. I can totally understand how challenging that must be to have this anger within, and then it preventing you from completing your academics, which sound like really matters to you.
Yeah, I want to graduate from college, and and it is really important to me, but it's so hard to get through when you have days like that.
Yes, I'm really proud of you for pushing through those days. and having such awesome, ambitious goals of getting college done and wanting to have your academics as such a high priority. That's admirable for sure. I wanted to check in about that anger that you were feeling. You said you were feeling hot in your body. Where would you say you were feeling that?
I mean, at the time it happened, I could just feel it throughout my whole body. Like I felt flush. It was just like this sting.
Sure, sure. And would you say that as you're talking about it now, do you have any anger or maybe another emotion going through your body in a certain area?
I mean, um it's not so much of as a sting as when I heard someone say like, don't all lives matter? Like
Mm.
that, I could feel the sting immediately. But now it's just kind of like frustration, and I kind of feel like, well, what am I supposed to do next?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And if you can envision that person that said all lives matter, what would you have wanted to say to them?
Um, I would have wanted to share the experience of, I don't know what it's like for all Black women, but I
Yeah,
would have wanted to share my experience as a Black woman, so that they understand where the Black Lives Matter movement is originating.
absolutely. Absolutely. You have a story, Sandra, and people need to hear it. And I hope that as we continue to work through these sessions, that first of all, when you feel comfortable, I would love to hear your story. And second of all, I hope that we can build to the place that you feel comfortable to share that story with others when you're ready. Does that sound good to you?
It does.
Great. Well, I look forward to meeting with you next week.
Thank you.
Thanks.